Hello, so editing levels again. Let's see what we have here. So I thought maybe that what I could do up here is make this just look a little prettier on the corner here. Perhaps add a little bit of something interesting to go down there. Here I don't think much needs to be done. I mean, having slightly emptier looking areas isn't always a bad thing as long as you can kind of tell where you are in that area. So I think doing something just a little bit like this would help fill it out a little bit. So if you're at any point in this area, you should be able to tell where you are because you can see other things around you. And this maze thing, I'm not incredibly in love with it having all safes here, so I might just replace some of them. Of course, some of them have to stay as safe so you can actually get through once you've done things. But I think having all of them saves is a bit too much, really. So we can have, quite a lot of them be safes. But, add something interesting. I don't know if I'm going to do more to that or not, but that should be enough for us to be going on with, really. So I think that's what I want to do with this level at the moment. What I want to do with other levels, however, let me see. This one I had an idea, because what I thought is if I put a diamond here, and then put something here and here, as I was saying before, with having fungus in a place, it's like, well, it's a random element, but you can kind of control it by kind of having it blocked off and stuff. So I think this is a good way to control it. So that's basically saying, like, if you go down here to start off with, that's a bad situation because that's going to block this up very easily and cover the time bomb, and everything's going to go really badly. So that's a kind of indication as to don't go down there. Also, another indication for don't go down there is basically you can't go down there, which is something like this. Then, if I put this here, I mean, on these levels you should be able to see the map, so you should be able to tell what's what you should be doing in some respect, and that can lead you into here, which then we can figure out what happens there. But that's kind of like the last thing. Once you've done everything, you come down here, do the thing in here, go through the transporter, come in here, do the thing all the way up here, then go to the time bomb. So it's a bit of a race against the fungus to come down here and go up here. So we've got to make it slightly interesting, but not too much, so that it takes too much time. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting way to do that area. What else was I looking at? That was map B, wasn't it? Map C. Don't know what to do with that one at the moment. Haven't had any thoughts on that. D. Yeah, you can see I've changed things around a bit. And what I want to do is actually check to see if I can get this key and then run out of the way so that these don't fall on my head. So that might be a thing I want to check up on. Also, I've changed a few things here. So you've got some open areas. It's still impossible, but I just kind of want to see how this plays out. So what I'm going to do is do this, save it, and then let's load it up in here and have a look and see what kind of thing we can do. So let me just go to level, what were we talking about, D, weren't we, and see if we can, get out of the way of these falling boulders. Yep, that's fine. That gives you plenty of time to do that. Let me just try something else as well. So what I'm going to do is grab it and move to here, so then I can have this boulder pushed around. Of course, I'm not quite sure whether I want to use that or not, depending on how difficult I want to make it. Okay, so I've got that. Let me see here. Hold on. Hello, so it's a bit later right now. I'm trying to be a bit quieter because it is a bit later, and you may have wondered what the interruption was. A wet dog came into my room, so I had to deal with that a little bit. So I'll skip ahead to level H here, and I wanted to just kind of explore this. So let me just turn the sound down a little bit. So what I wanted to do is kind of see how far I could get through this without obviously, dying or anything like this. Now it's about as far down as I can get. And if I go left or right, I'm going to trap myself. So coming out of here, I could do this and kind of move across a bit. I think that's about as far across as I can get. But that's, come across quite a way, so I might be able to open up this area over here a little bit. And over here, it doesn't open up quite as much as over this way, because of the way the rocks fall down there. So yeah, that might be a way to carry on through this level, go through there. And what I wanted to do then is to go back to the first level and see, how much I can actually get through it and how it feels and things like that. So here we go. Don't have to get these diamonds, but hey, I just kind of feel like it. Now remember I added those ones there, so at the moment you can't really do anything because there's two boulders together and they're on top of things and you can't really do anything. You notice how this safe has a boulder on top of it, so if you didn't move these boulders out of the way you kind of like be a bit stuck, because you'd go collect the diamond and then you'd have to move down and the boulder would drop on your head. It's kind of what I intended there. Now here, obviously you have to collect these things in a specific way, otherwise you're going to kind of trap things. So at the moment I just kind of thought that I could push those over there, wait for the spirit to get out of the way, get that down there, and then it kind of gives you a little thing to do here whilst you're waiting for the spirit to come back down again. It's not a lot to do, but it gives you a little something. So let's navigate our way up here. Of course, you don't have to drop the rock down there anyway. You can just wait for that, like that. But as I said, making it an easy level, so having like multiple ways to do things is always a good way to do these easy levels. So now I've added a few more spirits to this. So, I think that's going to be a problem, isn't it? Yeah, because I'm not going to be able to get back into this area. So, well, I'll have to restart then, won't I? Hopefully I won't do that again. So, yeah, it's not a completely trivially easy level. I mean, if you do certain things, you can end up in a non-winnable situation. So you just have to be a bit careful with what you do. Let's just do it this way. We're coming back this way anyway, so we don't have to get all the diamonds. So let's try not to get bitten by the spirit. I don't know, do you get bitten by spirits? What is exactly the mechanism of them hurting you? And yeah, there's like narrow corridors, so the safest way to do this is just to kind of do one at a time. And yeah, you kind of have to wait around a bit, but hey, I'm not thinking of speedrunning this level at the moment, so I don't have to really worry about time and things like that. Just imagine if you were trying to speed through this, how you might consider just trying to let all the spirits out all at once. Man, that'd be pretty scary. So we just wait for this one. And then we can go through here. not going back that way anyway, so we can just throw a bunch of rocks down there if we like. Our little area here. Just dump a bunch of stuff down, and then don't push that way. And do this. You can sort out the rest of it later on. Now here, just having a walk around this area, you can kind of see where you are because there are things around, and you kind of don't get lost in the big black empty space. So, you know, it's quite good. And even when you take these diamonds away, you can kind of see where you are, and you don't really want to be taking those diamonds away. Even if you did, you'd be able to see the fungus and see that it was creeping ever closer towards the time bomb. So yeah. What we want to do here, do you want to get rid of these now? We can try that. Squish. You have to be a little bit quicker here to get down before disaster. And yeah, don't get those. Bad idea. And then this. Yeah, it's not too bad. Squish. Right. So yeah, we want to leave those diamonds and things until later. But we have a key now. Oh, don't get those. Yeah, it's very tempting to grab those. Not a good idea though. Oh yeah, this. So you can't get around that way, so we have to push it this way, but fortunately it'll roll off there. If we push another one down here, it will get stuck, so, you know, good job we didn't do that. So yeah, some interesting things coming out of this level design. I mean, something else we put down here to make it a little bit more interesting, I think. But that can be worked on just to kind of like finish off the level, really. It's getting the general ideas down and getting things like that. We still don't really want to deal with these boulders at the moment, because then that one, we could do it now. Drop that down there, so that goes there, and then of course to stop this from killing us, we can push it off to the side and do that. So it's not a difficult thing. It's just something you might just have to have a little stop and think about, just to make sure you're not doing the wrong thing. And yeah, pushing that off that way, that's quite interesting actually, because people can accidentally push this all the way over here and block their way out if they weren't being careful. So it's not like the easiest level in the world, but you know, if you're paying attention, it shouldn't actually be all that bad. So let me go back over here, and right, we just check the map just to make sure. Yeah, just a few more things to grab. It'll probably be safest to grab these ones over here. It's always a bit scary around fungus because it could grow just as you catch it, which is a little bit of a problem with the programming in the game, but there we go. So we can complete the level. It's all good. Here is our little thing here, so that obviously the way I was saying I want to do this is charge through here, do all the stuff down here. This is right near the end of the level. You'll be doing this, going down here, sorting this out, and oh yeah, I don't have the key, but going through that transporter, appearing that gap over there, going all the way back up, and yeah, well, the fungus, by the time you've actually got to this part of the level, will be a bit further forward. There might be 2 blocks of fungus on each side, so it might be a little bit more scary, but you've got quite a bit of time, depending on how fast the fungus grows. But yeah, so the main idea is come down here, release this spirit here. Obviously there'll be a bit more puzzle action going on down here. Spirit, oh, at the moment, yeah, it's probably going to get trapped in there. But yeah, I wasn't playing it seriously, but it'll come up here, ping that, so I can grab the key, so I can grab this, so I can let this other spirit out, which I couldn't have got to anyway because it's behind this safe. And yeah, I think this is working out fairly well. Though I did like mess it up quite a bit because I wasn't playing it seriously. Okay, so I think that's good. That's all I wanted to show off at the moment, and ooh, that fungus is growing quite a lot, isn't it? quite scary, really, isn't it? So yeah, I'll have a think about what I want to do in other levels and that, and I'll see you next time.